So with social emotional, very broad area, and one of the things we're gonna try to do just in this moment, see how we go, is create a guiding question for us as a team that will help us think about social emotional learnings and supports, and help guide us when you guys do choose your goals, guide us to see if we're on track. So if we could put the focus of social emotional learning into a question, what sort of questions do you have about social emotional learning in regard to your work with the kids this year?
I think for me, one of the things that I have a question about is how I can really target my supports for children that have that are at different developmental levels when it comes to social emotional development.
Nice. So what you're saying is you guys are looking around the classroom and you realize that the kids are at different places. And what I hear you saying is, I want to look back at not changing them, but what do I do differently to be able to utilize the skill, the supports, the skills, the strategies to meet their needs. So what you're talking about is equity-based teaching. So it's not one size fit all, right?
Yeah, really meeting their individual needs.
Their individual needs. Nice. How do you feel about that?
I agree, because in our class we try just one technique and kind of use it broadly across the board, and we all come from different backgrounds, so it's kind of hard to implement with one child what you would with another, because it's not going to work. And so you're trying all these things and having to remember what works and what doesn't work, so it can get overwhelming sometimes, and they pick up on that so easily.
For sure, great insight.
Yes.
That when you're overwhelmed, they
for
pick
sure.
up on that very much. And then, and it is just so funny, isn't it, that we as humans, we have this knowingness of like one size does not fit all, but then we try it one way and think like, oh, everyone's gonna respond.
Right.
Like, okay, transition, we're gonna have everyone transition the same way. Well, no, not everyone's gonna transition. Yeah. So why do you think that is? What do you think that is for us as teachers when we get in there, that we seem to have it's not a forgetting, but we just kind of get caught up and we do the one size fit all. What do you think gets in the way?
I think it's just busy and overwhelming.
Too many demands.
Yeah, there's so many things you're focusing on, and so you find something that works and you want it to work for everyone, but that isn't always the case, and it's hard to just on the fly come up with these different ideas of how to support children. Yeah.
On the fly. That's a great phrase, Brettney, because then that's what I love about coaching, is we're going to try to take some of this off of on the fly, off of autopilot, and bring some mindfulness to the process. And sadly, just as teachers, you don't get that much time, right? You don't get time outside of the classroom to reflect like this. So this is really important that you get to think through some of these things and hit the pause button and say, okay, I'm ready to mix it up.